Lily was a joyful and adventurous girl with a heart full of curiosity. Her best friend, Jack, was funny and easygoing, always ready to join Lily on her exciting journeys. One sunny day, they went on a grand trip to the UK with Lily's family. The anticipation was bubbling inside them like fizzy soda as they boarded the ferry from France to England. The ferry ride itself was an adventure. They roamed around the ferry, snapping photos of the endless ocean, playing board games, and marveling at the waves crashing against the ship. They even visited the ferry's deck, where the wind whipped through their hair and made them feel like they were flying. They found a cozy spot by a window and watched dolphins leaping alongside the ferry, their sleek bodies cutting through the waves with grace and strength. As they approached England, the white cliffs of Dover came into view, majestic and bright against the blue sky. The silhouette of Dover Castle on top of the cliffs. Enchanted by the sight, they decided to visit the castle the next day. The following morning, they climbed to the top of the castle, where the view was so breathtaking, it felt like they were on top of the world. They explored the underground tunnels, imagining they were knights on a secret mission, their voices echoing through the ancient passageways. They even found a hidden room where they pretended to uncover buried treasure, making up stories about the castle's history. They learned about the castle's past, hearing tales of knights and queens, battles and bravery, which made the castle's walls seem alive with history. After their thrilling castle adventure, they travelled to Bournemouth. The beach there was a paradise of golden sand and warm sunshine. Lily and Jack built a big sandcastle, complete with towers and a moat, before splashing in the gentle waves of the sea. They had a delightful picnic, munching on sandwiches and watching seagulls dance in the sky. They collected colourful seashells, each one a tiny treasure, and made new friends who joined them in their beach games. They played tag, built sand sculptures, and even had a little race along the shoreline. As the day turned to evening, they savoured their creamy ice cream cones and watched the sunset in a blaze of colours over the water. It was the most beautiful sunset Lily had ever seen, painting the sky with shades of orange, pink, and purple. They lay down on the golden sand and stared up at the sky in the sunset. They spoke about their favourite parts of the day. Lily felt the soft breeze on her face and listened to the gentle lull of the waves. The next day, their journey took them to the New Forest, a vast woodland teeming with wildlife. They hiked through the forest trails, spotting deer gracefully leaping among the trees, and ponies grazing in the meadows. Birds sang songs from the treetops, and Lily and Jack felt like characters in a magical fairy tale. They stayed in a real castle nestled in the heart of the forest, its tall towers reaching for the sky. They explored the castle grounds. They imagined they were royalty, ruling over a kingdom of enchanted creatures. They even discovered a golden key to a secret garden, filled with blooming flowers and hidden nooks perfect for hide and seek. They chased each other around the maze of hedges, giggling and shouting with joy, and spent hours exploring every corner of the garden. They ran around in the labyrinth part of the garden, Lily in the lead and Jack following her. Jack really liked his time with Lily. She was always open to adventures. After this, they played in the castle's courtyard, pretending it was their grand palace. At night, they gathered around a campfire listening to the forest's whispers and sharing stories under a blanket of stars. They roasted marshmallows amongst a crackling fire. The flickering firelight made their shadows dance on the castle walls, adding to the magical atmosphere. The next day, their adventure continued to the Jurassic Coast in Dorset, a place famous for its ancient fossils. On the beach, Lily and Jack became explorers, searching for fossils amongst the rocks. They found fascinating stones and shells, imagining the dinosaurs that once roamed their lands millions of years ago. Jack's mum helped them identify some of their finds, and they eagerly took pictures to share with their friends back home, holding the fossils in their hands. They felt like true adventurers, unraveling the mysteries of the past. They even drew sketches of the dinosaurs they imagined, creating a little notebook of their discoveries. They listened to Jack's mum as she explained how fossils were formed and what they could learn from them. Their eyes wide with wonder at the thought of ancient creatures once living where they stood. The rugged cliffs of the Jurassic Coast were spectacular, with layers of rock telling stories from millions of years ago. After their fossil hunt, they enjoyed a traditional English cream tea with warm scones, clotted cream, and strawberry jam, savouring the delightful treat as they looked out of the dramatic coastline. After their visit to the Jurassic Coast, they went to Corfe Castle in Dorset, Warren. They climbed the steep hills around the castle, each step revealing a more stunning view than the last. From the top, they could see for miles, the landscape stretching out like a vibrant patchwork quilt. They pretended to be medieval knights defending the castle from imaginary invaders. They walked over to the National Trust shop. They bought small trinkets and souvenirs to remember their journey. Lily chose a shiny rock and a tiny castle model, while Jack picked a knight figurine, each souvenir a keepsake of their grand adventure. They also bought postcards to send to their friends and family, sharing the magic of their trip. After this, they explored every corner of Corfe Castle, pretending that they were on a quest to find a hidden treasure that would save the kingdom. Following on, they ate at the famous pub in Wareham, Dorset, called Scott Arms. Lily had fish and chips, and Jack ate the famous local roast chicken. From the pub's garden, they could see the beautiful scenery of Corfe Castle and the quaint thatched roof cottages that overlooked the town. Next to the pub was an old church. They visited this church, walking in and admiring the beautiful stained glass and the peacefulness of the place. They drove on the next day to the southwest part of England. Their next stop was Bovey Castle in Devon, where they stayed in a magnificent castle surrounded by a lush countryside. The narrow, winding streets led them to farms, where they saw sheep, cows, and chickens. With no internet connection, they embraced the simplicity of nature. They fed the animals and felt the joy of rural life. They learned how to milk a cow and watched a shepherd guide his flock of sheep. One day they picnicked by a sparkling stream, the water so clear it looked like liquid glass. Lily and Jack felt as though they had stepped into a storybook, the pages filled with enchanting scenes of their adventures. They dipped their toes in the cool water, skipped stones, and daydreamed about their future adventures. They helped gather eggs from the chicken coop and even got to ride in a tractor, giggling as the bumpy ride made them bounce in their seats. Their last stop was London. Here they went to lots of interesting museums, walked by the River Thames, saw Big Ben, and did a boat cruise through London Bridge. They went to the London Eye, where they soared high above the city, taking in the panoramic views of London. They explored the British Museum, marvelling at the ancient artifacts and treasures from around the world. At the Natural History Museum, they were thrilled by the giant dinosaur skeletons and the interactive sections. They strolled through the bustling streets of London, tasting delicious street food and watching street performers entertain the crowds. In the evenings, they enjoyed the vibrant lights of the city, feeling the pulse of London's energy all around them. Finally, after all their fun and exploration, they took the ferry back to Germany. On the ferry, Lily and Jack remembered all their incredible journeys, flipping through the photos they had taken. Lily felt a mixture of happiness and nostalgia, eager to share her stories with her friends, but already dreaming of her next adventure. They made a scrapbook on the ferry, pasting in and sticking in their photos, drawing little doodles and writing captions for each memory. As the ferry sailed across the water, she gazed at the horizon, her heart full of excitement for the adventures yet to come. Jack smiled at her, and together they planned their next big trip, knowing that every journey they shared would just be as magical. They promised each other that no matter where life took them, they would always be best friends and adventure buddies, ready to explore the world one exciting trip at a time. Bye for now, little ones. Until next time.